What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. My name is Neal Ruhl, back in the house. You know him. You love him. He is Joique Bell. Joique, what's going on, man?
What up, Doe?
How you living?
You know what, man? Everything is good. Everything is good. Had a good night last night. Was able to go down to my hometown. I went to the back to school for the parents for my son. So it was cool. Met all his teachers. It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
That's strong, man. That's strong.
Yeah.
I thought you were living that high life like D-Mac.
No, I didn't get any golfing in. I was actually right next to the golf course for a few hours though.
Oh yeah?
I was doing a walk through one of the properties in Benton Harbor, making sure everything was going according to plan, and it was actually right next to the golf course, and I kept looking at it. I said,
wishing you were on it.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to get it done.
Well, Darren McCarty was living the high life yesterday, hanging out with some guy named Wayne Gretzky. Not really sure, what he ever accomplished, but nonetheless, I'm sure it was a big moment for Wayne Gretzky to hang out with D-Mac.
You know what? Interesting fact about Wayne Gretzky: if he had never scored the goal, not one single goal in his career, he'll still have more points than anybody in any other sport. That's ridiculous.
Those numbers, the Wayne Gretzky numbers, are stupid, man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and you can say it was like an offensive time in the game, which it was. I mean, no doubt about that. But he was so far above everybody else.
He
then.
ascended. He ascended.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Those numbers that he put up. That's not even video game stuff. You can't even pull that off in a video game, man. What Wayne Gretzky did. Yeah, he was certainly incredible. But we are here in the mix. Get involved with the show. However you feel like getting involved with the show, you can send us a tweet. You see our Twitter handles are on the screen if you're streaming it on YouTube. Also, our YouTube chat thread that's always going on. People jumping in there. On the regular. Let's just say it like that. Messages come hot and heavy in there. So if you have some thoughts, feel free to fire away. We read some of them. We can't get to all of them, certainly, but we do read some of them, certainly if they're pertinent to the conversation. Pertinent, that's a word you don't hear every day.
Yeah, I like it.
You
know what? So it's funny. So when I was doing the broadcasting boot camp and the sports media boot camp, they would tell us, you can use words you don't hear every day, but try not to use too many big words because you can lose your audience.
Right.
I said, so you basically want us to dumb it down?
and they're like, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah. You won't hear pertinent come from too many people that are south of 55 years old, but I busted it out there sometimes.
Yeah, since we are, and now that we're on the radio, we can't use any execrations anymore.
Yeah. And I don't even know what that means, but I can figure it out through context. I'm going back to high school right there. Right. I would imagine it means bad language. Right?
Good job.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, we got to learn something new every day.
Keep me away from the math, Joique, and I'm all right. But, yeah, we do have a big show lined up for you today. Obviously, Joique wasn't here yesterday, so I have to get Joique.
I was here in spirit.
Yeah, he was here in spirit. And I have to get Joique's take on the Detroit Lions, which certainly we will get to. Some college football news as well. Michigan has a new thing going in practice called the Beat Ohio drill. I'm a little fatigued with all this stuff, so we'll discuss that coming up a little bit later. Also, take a look ahead to some of the games in the Big Ten with the weekend preview. Michigan sweeps the Big Ten awards as well. Have that in the second hour. Monday Night Football last night was very entertaining. I don't know how much of that you got to watch because I know you're an early riser, and that one went in overtime, and it was kind of late.
Overtime. I was able to catch the first half. I was out for the second half because I was driving back from the west side of the state back to over here. But I was able to catch the highlights.
Okay, yeah. So there's certainly some things to discuss. I want to pick your brain on them as well. The Manning brothers with their broadcast. I did click on that for a few minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and you know what? Peyton Manning's funny. Look, you can say what you want.
Yeah, he has that dry sense of humor. And when I say that dry, I think I might have told you the story before, but we're sitting down, we're watching film. So every Wednesday he'll have his own meeting with just all the skill guys, so tight ends, receivers, running backs, fullbacks. So we're in this meeting, we're watching this film, and this film that we're watching is bad quality. It's bad quality. It looked like they're playing at a high school stadium. The visitor side looks like it's only one bench, and the whole side has to sit on it. The field is muddy and just a lot of dirt, and he's playing it, and he looks back at me. He said, "Hey, Hey, Joique, is this how Wayne State looks? Looks familiar, but
Yeah.
you know. And so it was I was a rookie, so I was like,
Yes, Mr. Manning, it does.
No, I didn't say that, but I said no. Our field's a little bit better than that, you know.
Yeah.
And so we kind of laughed at it, but that's the type of sense of humor he has, and it works for him.
No, it
works
does.
for him. Yeah.
And he had a pretty impressive guest list that was running through there as well. Ray Lewis was on there when I was watching. Charles Barkley came through there, and it's neat. I will say, while it's not something where, if I'm watching the NFC Championship game, I necessarily want to see, but it does point to the direction where broadcasts are going, and I actually try to incorporate a little bit of that. I just want it to be regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be I don't. And look, I joke about Syracuse and the School of Broadcasting at Syracuse, and how do you know that a broadcaster went to Syracuse? Don't worry, they'll tell you. That's what I always say. I went to Syracuse for broadcasting. And they're very polished. They're more polished, a lot of them are, than I could ever be.
What is it? I mean, what is it about Syracuse that makes them so polished?
Well, because, their school's a big deal, and a lot of them get hired and go on to, national jobs and those types of things. Which,
I think that's just connections.
But exactly. No, and I'm with you, Joique.
Yeah.
And look, I went to Oakland, which didn't have like a strong broadcaster lineage, but I made it out all right. I've been to the league, I've done
what
that
they say
stuff.
Is not what you know, is who you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But I try to be more like a me and you sitting on the bar having a beer, calling the game. There are some technical stuff that I try to stick to and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really push my voice like a lot of those guys. I don't really, I don't have all the technical terms and all that kind of stuff. So, it's just, for me, it is the future, because you want more, I guess you would say, every man in the broadcast. And the Manning brothers, certainly, as you know, Peyton's funny. He's every man.
Yeah, he's funny. And the thing is, he can bring that sense of humor to the radio side or to the commentator side, as he can sit there and go through the plays. This is what they're thinking, because when it comes to knowing football, no one knows football more than Peyton Manning. Like, he knows football through and through. I remember when we had Jim Bob Cooter come here from the Colts, and he was the quarterback coach. And I said, what was the hardest thing about coaching Peyton? And he said that he holds you accountable, like a player that holds the coach accountable. Now, what do you mean? And so he said that they was getting ready to play a specific team. I can't remember who they were about to play, but they were running a certain coverage. And he said, well, will he do this in this coverage? He said he will never do that in that coverage. And the very next day, he comes into the locker room, and Peyton said, I thought you said he'd never run that coverage. He said, what do you mean? Peyton said, go to this film. It was a high school tape from like almost 15, 20 years ago. He said, go to the third quarter, look at the third play in the third quarter. And they ran that play. He did what you said he would never do, and he did it right here. And he said, who would go back that far to try to prove a coach wrong? And so he held the coaches accountable. And so he said that was the hardest thing about coaching Peyton. So he learned to say, I've never seen him run that in that particular coverage. So it was kind of funny.
And you don't see that a lot in the league, because there are very, very few players that have the juice to be able, because that comes down to juice, right, Joique?
It comes down to juice. It comes down to respect. It comes down to
it's a combination of
all.
Yeah,
it's a combination of all.
Yeah.
And that's across the board, not just with his coaches, but he also has that respect from his teammates, not only his teammates, but the people that he's playing against, the other DCs. Like, I seen one DC said that they had to do 2 game plans for Peyton, one for the first half and one for the second half. So they'll do the first half and they'll scrap that one. They'll come out the second half and then run that defense coverage. And so it was funny to me. I said, "Wow, they have to come up with 2 for 1." Like, it's like he was that dangerous once he figured you out. It didn't take him long. Even Ed Reed said he would run a certain coverage earlier in the year, and he would blow coverage on purpose, because he knew Peyton Manning was watching that particular game film. So he would do it every week, or every other week, kind of baiting Peyton on, okay, I'm gonna do this in this coverage. And so when they played him, they ran that same coverage. He baited Peyton, and Peyton threw the ball, but he baited him and came back and picked it off. But he had been baiting Peyton for weeks before they played because he knew the type of player he was, and that's the type of respect he had for Peyton. To be able to blow coverage in another game to prepare for another quarterback you guys play 5-6 weeks down the road. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. JGB on our YouTube chat thread says, imagine Jim Bob Cooter trying to teach Peyton Manning something about quarterbacking. So that always makes me laugh, too. And it makes a common fan laugh, Joique. So maybe you can shed some perspective on that.
Yeah.
But, Jim Bob Cooter as a quarterback's coach or an offensive coordinator, what is any offensive coordinator going to say to Peyton Manning? Because he calls his own plays out there, right?
No.
I mean,
we talked about this. When I went to Indianapolis and we were in that offensive meeting, the lights are off. Only thing that's up is the screen, and the whole offense is just
and the
watching.
Woodward Sports app was on that screen?
Yeah, all that. So the screen is up, and you see them running the play. And so, rewind, fast forward. You see a guy rewind, you see a guy fast forward, and you see Peyton talking. And Peyton's doing all the talking in this offensive meeting. And so at one point in time, I look over to the running back. I said, listen. I said, who's that? I said, who's that guy down there recording? Not recording, but, recording, taking care of the film, rewinding, fast forwarding, pausing. He said, oh, that's the OC. I said, oh, that's the OC. Because I was in there for about 30, 45 minutes. I didn't hear him say one word. It was Peyton the whole time. And so, seriously, Peyton is the whole team. I saw Jim Caldwell at the time. He said, how can you coach a guy that knows more than most of your coaching staff? And that's true. How can you coach a guy that knows more than your coaching staff? I mean, he's basically a coach on the field who's, in practice, you never heard the OC calling out the plays. Peyton Manning had the script in his belt lining, and he would just call the plays out as he went. So this is a guy who literally not only knows the game in and out, but he was running that offense when I was there. He had the utmost respect. And at one point in time, I think they was talking about they couldn't afford him, and that they were going to give him part of the team as collateral to keep him around.
Yeah. He was incredible, unless it was the playoffs. Then he was a 500 quarterback. Joique, I got to do the media stuff. I got to do the media stuff on you.
Yeah, I hear you. But
or if he was in college playing Florida.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
No doubt. Joique, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I know. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not.
Except I still was factual.
Yeah, you
were.
With
everything I said was still fact.
Yeah, still fact.
Steve Brown says, aren't most jobs about connections? Yeah, they are, Steve. Yeah, they are. More or less. But no, we're going to talk a lot of football today, certainly. We're going to get to all that. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk Detroit Lions as well, because I do have to get Joique's take on everything that went on. And Terry Foster was doing the show with me yesterday, and for those of you that missed it, he really turned a light on for me that I'll discuss when we come back. But before we get to that, winning season returns at mybookie.ag, and it's time. It's time. What about Bruce Buffer at Monday Night Football yesterday at the Raiders game? It's time to get in on the action. First-time players can get started by doubling your first deposit, giving you the firepower to add excitement to the games you love. College football odds boost, NFL lock of the season, over $500,000 in contest prizes live on site to make this winning season your best ever with MyBookie. With a historic 18-week schedule offering more action than ever before, you need a sportsbook casino that's reliable, and you won't find a better place to play than MyBookie. I know you're going to bet this season, so do the smart thing. Sign up with MyBookie and use our promo code Woodward. Get your first ever deposit matched dollar for dollar. That's extra money credited to your account instantly. All you got to do is use the promo code Woodward when you make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Got a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/Chopper Shop.
Back at it here, Big D Energy. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. Happy to have you along for the ride. D-Mac will be back in the house tomorrow. He's hanging out with Wayne Gretzky and stuff like that. You know, playing in the Ted Lindsay golf outing.
Big time.
Yeah, that is big time. There's no question about it. Remember, you can comment on the YouTube thread. Also send us tweets as well. Our Twitter handle is right there on the screen. As you look, we are live from the MyBookie studios. Chuck Brewer says, I love going to Tennessee for the summer he lost the Heisman. Talk about salty fans when they saw my Michigan gear. And I can't confirm, Chuck, because my mom's family, a lot of them are from Tennessee. They were crushed when he didn't win the Heisman. But Charles Woodson was a bad dude that year. And I'm not even a Michigan fan, but you can't deny what Charles Woodson was that year. He was absolutely incredible. And, oh, yeah, they won a half a national title that year also.
You know what? One of the greatest DBs I played against. Seriously. The way
I can tell by the gold jacket he got, Joique.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, I remember. So when he went to the Raiders and we had to play against them, it was an opportunity where it was actually me and him one-on-one head up. And it was the time where we had the game sealed, but we kind of met at the 5-yard line. And so it was either A, I can run through him and go score this touchdown, or I can let him take me down and do what's best for the team, and then we take the knees and we win the game. And it was a hard decision for me to not, go toe to toe with one of the greatest to ever do it, right? One of the best to ever do it. But I was a team player, and he took me down, fell down about the 1-yard line, and just kind of, we knew we won the game. But that was an opportunity that I wish if we would have had the opportunity, say in the second and third quarter, I would have loved to see how that would have, transpire right there. I
take on one of the GOATs 1v1. You would have saved that video.
Oh, I would have saved it. I remember we played another guy that I really had a lot of respect for is Ray Lewis. Never had an opportunity to play against him, but played against him when I was my first year here in Detroit, but it was only preseason, so he didn't play that much. And so I didn't really get the chance to play against him more so than the teams. But that's one guy that I would love to go against as well. I mean,
How do you think that would have turned out?
Oh, he probably would have, I'm in my head, I'm going to give it all I got, so obviously. But, he was in year, 16 at the time or 17. I think that might have been his last year. And
how would it have turned out, Joique?
Huh?
How would it have turned out?
I don't speak in hypotheticals. But,
no, it's funny to me because you're a confident dude. Like you come out, you're a confident dude. Like I can tell you believe in you believe in your abilities, and you have to be to get to where you've been, to where you came from. You have to be, and I understand that. But it's funny though. You talk about Ray Lewis, and I could see you kind of double clutch.
Yeah, like I would have enjoyed that. I would have enjoyed that.
Well, maybe you wouldn't have enjoyed it.
No, I would have. Either way it went. I would. I'm able to say I went toe to toe with Ray Lewis.
Yeah, and you know what's nice about that too? If he gets the better of you, it's Ray Lewis.
And if I get the better of him,
that's Ray Lewis.
It's Ray Lewis. It's a win-win for me.
Yeah, that emphasis certainly changes. But,
there's no losing in that for me. There's no losing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But Joique, I did want to talk about the Detroit Lions game with you, kind of get your take on it and things like that. Terry Foster and I really spoke our piece on it yesterday. I mean, and there's a couple levels that I want to get your opinion on. Certainly Penei Sewell, from what you saw with him.
Solid.
Yeah, and just in general, because for me, Joique, and I know you'll probably have a different take than this, I don't give you credit for being down 38-10. So ... I don't take a lot of stock in we never quit and stuff like that. Just getting to know you, just the way you talk, you never quit in any game that you played in ever. If it's the fourth preseason game, if it's a scrimmage, if it's practice. So I don't cut slack for that, Joique. I'm sorry, but I don't.
So you don't like what you saw, the fight at the end. You don't like that?
No, because why were you down 38-10? I can't get past that, Joique.
Simple mistakes in the game. It was simple mistakes, but I actually commend them for not giving up because they could have dropped their heads and just and went down. But I can, fans can appreciate that comeback because say we go into overtime. We had an opportunity to take this game into overtime. Say we go into overtime and we win the game. Do they still not get that credit because they were down 38-10?
No, but then you've won. See, that's the line, though, Joique. Like, that's the line.
They say it doesn't matter if you lose by 1 or 100, right? But
Because NFL is a scoreboard business.
It's a scoreboard business.
It's not moral wins.
It's not moral wins, but understand, like, and I'm gonna say this because we say it all the time, is that they have a pass these next couple of years. But what I told you before this season even started, I told Art this, I told Fish, I told the viewers, you're not going to see a winning season this year. But what you are going to see is flashes of what we're going to look like in the future. The end of that game was flashes of what you're going to see in the future. All right, so we have the talent. It was a clip of the coaches holding the players accountable. The DB coach holding, Okudah. So he's sitting there and he's yelling repeatedly, "Do your job, do your job, do your job." And what they didn't show later on, that Jeff Okudah came out, he started playing better football. He started knocking down passes. He started being a better defender. He started doing his job. And then it also shows him, right? So right here, it shows him, do your job. But after this, it has another clip of the coach consoling him, because this is what I know you can do. Continue doing what you're doing here. This is what the people need to see. But the media are only going to show this clip, but it's another clip of him consoling him, saying, good job, way to come back, way to fight. And they need to play that video as well, right? And so Okudah's going to be okay eventually, but I want to see him go through this season, and then we'll see. All right, God, I had a lot of faith in him going into the season, saying, he's going to come back and he's going to play better. That first half, he didn't play his best football. He came back, started making more plays, ended up getting hurt. We need to get the status on this injury, but overall, I wasn't impressed in the first half. Second half, I was more so impressed and more encouraged. I was really impressed with the run game. That's our strength, obviously. They did a great job running the ball, being able to move the ball on the ground, but you have to be able to get the ball in the air as well. So we didn't start doing that to the fourth quarter consistently.
Yeah. Along the Ice says it means nothing because they didn't, but could you imagine if Goff went to the end zone and pulled it off? We can only think about it, however. And, that's the line. The NFL is a scoreboard business, and you talked about the Jeff Okudah thing too, and I feel bad because he ended up with the ruptured Achilles, and he will be out for the season. So I feel bad being critical, but at the same time, he wasn't good enough, and that's what happens. And look, Joique, I can separate the two. I don't have a huge problem, and I wouldn't even necessarily make a big deal about the Aubrey Pleasant and the coach thing. Because you guys, and I've always said this about NFL players in particular, you guys have to go to a place when you walk out between those lines at 1 o'clock on Sunday or 4 o'clock on Sunday or Monday night. You guys have to get to a place mentally and emotionally that the common person can't even imagine. I mean, we have no frame of reference for the place that you guys have to get to mentally and emotionally. So emotions are going to run high. And I heard Dan Campbell speaking earlier this week where he was talking about the fact that you do see that a lot. And he goes, you really see it a lot in practice. But the media's not there, so it's it doesn't get covered the way that these do in games. But Joique, I don't have a huge problem with it. That happens a lot, doesn't it? I mean, let's be real. You guys are playing for the highest stakes with the highest emotion. That happens a lot where coaches and players, I'm married. I have dust-ups with my wife and stuff like that. You argue. You go to battle with these people every single day.
It's a difference between yelling at a guy, all right, and coaching them and being disrespectful. I don't think what that coach was doing was disrespectful.
Right, I agree.
think he was coaching. He was coaching, and he was being passionate when he was coaching. And if players say, you look at guys who played for a long time, who had great careers, who are Hall of Famers, say like Shannon Sharp. He can take you coaching him, yell at me, coach at me, but don't disrespect me as a man. And I don't feel what that coach did disrespecting him. I think it just brought the best out of him because he came back out and played better. And so I like that type of coaching. I liked it when I played. I had coaches who would hold me accountable. And then when I do something well, make sure, let me know I did that well as well. We'll go from there. And it was a great opportunity to kind of see that in that game, how that coach would get on him, hold him accountable, and then he played well. Then he went back to him and said, that's what I like to see, because at the end of the day, we're in this together. Like, we're in it together.
Well, your jobs are linked, really, when you boil it all
Yeah,
down.
your
Because
job's
if
on the
you
line.
fail, not only will you be let go as a player, that coaching staff's going to get gassed, and everyone's out of a job.
Everyone's out of a job. So when I was there, we had Curtis Mockins. It was me and Reggie Bush. We had just set the the NFL record for running backs having 500 receiving, 500 yards in the same season. It had never been done before. And then right after that year, he got a job offer to Tennessee, and he turned it down to stay there with us. And so that was kind of cool to kind of know that, because he wanted to stay there to be part of something that he helped build. And so, like, it's not only our jobs are entwined, but you kind of get that attachment to your coaches or your players, and you feel confident with them.
Right, and
that's what it is.
Yeah, no, that is.
That's what it is. I mean, because it's not too many coaches you can respond to. It's not too many players that you can get into all of their heads, but that's what makes a good player. That's what makes a good coach, being able to get into your player's head and kind of get them to buy into what you're trying to sell. And so I was blessed enough to have one of the best coaches in my career with Curtis Mockins, and also Ted Williams, and also Deuce Staley was there as well. So for them to all, some shape or fashion, all be connected, because Curtis Mockins actually worked under Ted Williams for a while, which I didn't know that until after the fact. And then Deuce Staley as well. So,
you know, Joique, when you look at it too, have you ever? I guess my question is: have you noticed, or did you notice through your career, that guys became more or less coachable because of all the cameras everywhere now? We see this more really than we've ever seen it before. Have you noticed that too? Where as the coverage has increased, as the cell phone cameras, all that kind of stuff, have you noticed that it's covered a lot more than it used to? Because I feel like this goes on all the time. Because it does, I'm sure.
You know what? I don't think guys aren't coachable. I think the media makes it more than what it is. Like, the guys are coachable, right? Like, if they were to catch, say, a Dez Bryant on the sideline, and you see him yelling, but you don't know, you can't see his words. They're saying that he's throwing a fit on the sideline, but he's actually passionate. He might be talking about something else. And the people on the sideline know that, but the media is saying one thing, and then you have people who get their own perception of what the media portrays or puts out there.
And it was glorious for the media too, because it was Okudah. Like, let's not gloss over that. You are right when you just, if it's Dez Bryant, if it's T.O., for here in Detroit it was Okudah, so that was media gold.
Yeah, it's media gold. So you take all this information, you dissect it, and then you only know what you see. Right? My eyes see this, so this is what it is. But in retrospect, where's the other video of him coming back and sitting down and grabbing his head and them headbutting and saying good job? And like, where's that video clip? They're not going to play that. They're only going to play him getting welcome to hell and I'm your captain.
Yeah. That's essentially.
Yeah.
Don't steal my line.
I told you
Ever steal my line.
Flint's very own Art in the producer's booth. Fish is in the bowl.
Dude, so before the show, he said, he said that quote, welcome to hell, I'm your captain. And I put the mic to the side and I said, Neal, watch, I'm going to take that and watch him come on the air and say, that's my line.
Neal. I can't believe you, Neal.
So we were in cahoots. And I said, you never fail, Art. You never fail. You never fail.
Never.
I love it.
Joique Bell and Neal Ruhl with their shenanigans.
At least I'm not hot and cold.
It's going to be a warm one today, Joique.
Oh, you know what you need to do? Give a call to Northwestern Tech. Start a new career in the industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, and this is Big D Energy. Stay tuned.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
I don't care about your group text. Kick me out of it.
Back at it here. Big D Energy. He's Joique Bell. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you guys with us here today. D-Mac will be back in the building tomorrow. He's out hanging out with like Wayne Gretzky and stuff like that.
He's a legend. Two legends kicking it.
Yeah, two legends. The great one and Wayne Gretzky.
I think, you know what though? I think D-Mac might have just as many punches as Gretzky has points.
That is probably true. In a season, even.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. So get the research department on that one. But Joique, I did want to get your thoughts too as we get to some of the YouTube comment thread as well. And there is some prevailing thing about, and Chuck Brewer says 38-10 last season would have ended up 52-10. But Chuck, it comes back to me. This is a scoreboard bottom line business. Both teams would have been 0-1. So, I mean, they would have. And I get what you're saying, and it's cool that they tried, and it's cool that they came back and stuff like that. But you're 0-1, man. It's professional sports.
I'm gonna tell you this. All right. So, as a coach, what are you saying to your team right now, Neal?
If I'm the coach?
Hey, as a coach.
Yeah, if I'm the coach, then I'm saying, hey, here's the stuff that we can build on. Here's what I liked. Here's what I didn't like. Here's what we need to do to take that next step. Here's what we need to clean up. I get that. I'm in a different chair than Dan Campbell is, though.
You are. And so
I'm a fan for former season ticket holder, invested blood. You and I had a discussion about that before.
So my question is, do you want to see us fighting, or you just want to see us winning?
I just want to see winning, man.
You want to see winning?
Yeah.
You can't win them all. You can't win them all.
In 1 year, you couldn't win any.
That's true. Don't say you. We could win any.
Yeah.
Well,
I was there, Joique. We went through this, man. I was there too.
It's only one game though, because you're still going 10-7, right?
10-7 limo.
Yep.
10-7 limo.
Yep.
10-6 limo
happening
now.
All right. So when you guys lose 8 games, then what? You just gonna head over to go get the tattoo?
Yeah, I'll man up to my bet. Darren and I had a bet. If they get less than 10 wins, I'll get the tattoo. I get to decide the tattoo.
What I'm saying is, once they lose 8 games, there's no way they can go 10.
Well, not with that attitude.
And so when they lose, say they lose the 8th game, just say it.
Joique,
it happens.
I'm gonna man up and
no.
I'll get it done.
Same day.
Same day?
Yeah, within
so
24
that's
hours.
Sunday, because there's so many tattoo shops available in the dead of winter.
Within 24 hours.
Darren and I will figure it out. This isn't your bet, okay?
He'll get the logistics handled. Chuck says you don't flip a switch and get talent. And Chuck, I know. That's why, for me, it's a total free pass till 2023. Till those 2 first-round draft picks come in the fold, or whatever becomes of those multiple first-round draft picks that they have in next year's draft and the draft after. Yeah, when that arrives on the scene, then I'll take a look and see. I give them a full pass, because that's where we're at. Unfortunately for us, again, that's where we're at.
And I'm going into
both things can be true.
I'm going into that meeting room. I'm telling them, I'm gonna take JGB words. Who's hungry? We have cheesy kneecaps on the menu next week. Do you want to eat or get eaten?
As long as you don't tell them to eat a W.
Yeah.
Hey, Joique, though, we were talking. Hey, my man Jameis had 5 touchdown passes.
He did. He had 5. He balled out.
That's the thing,
though. That's the thing. That's the thing. He's always
been able to play.
He is so underrated. He's so underlooked.
I agree.
The media does not give him the but it's fine though. Stay under the radar. Keep doing what you're doing, Jameis, because eventually you can't hide talent. You ever heard the saying, you can't hide money? You can't hide talent.
Right.
All right. They'll find you. They'll find you. And for him to be the passing leader 1 year and just get I don't feel like he didn't get enough of that hoopla.
No.
I think a lot of that hoopla goes to, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Well deserved. I'm not taking anything away from those guys. But this guy here, he just needs to continue to win and do what he did against the Green Bay Packers, elite team, what we call a usual suspect, and make them look like, a Super Bowl team playing against, last year Jags,
Put in that work.
Yeah. I feel like if you're representing the NFC North with the performance that Aaron Rodgers had, we don't talk about him anymore. We don't talk about your Saints put a mud stomping in him. We don't talk about him anymore as being a great. We don't. It's 1 game. I know. We don't talk about him anymore. He's washed.
Well, I got some thoughts that I'll get to about Aaron Rodgers.
Don't say
he's washed.
I got some thoughts. DMAP Zoom says the media only shows you what can give them the most clicks. And DMAP, I'll tell you this. Isn't that an indictment on us? I've always thought that. Like, people are like, oh, they only do that for clickbait. Well, who's clicking on all these stories then? We are. Right? Yeah, Art sheepishly raises that hand up in the air. We are.
Yeah.
So I like we say those things like it's the media's fault. I've never understood the criticism for what the media shows. Because if they show you stuff you don't want, they're going to go out of business. No one's going to consume their product. But if they repeatedly show you the stuff that you've proven you wanted, why are you mad at them? Why shouldn't we be mad at each other about that stuff? I mean, somebody's watching it.
Look at what Paul Pierce said. He said, when they let me go, I was happy I left. Only thing they had me do was talk
about LeBron.
Talk about LeBron.
Because that's what people want, Joique. That's what they want.
That was
LeBron,
the best,
listen.
though. His response, like, thank God, now I don't have to talk about LeBron all the time. I thought it was great.
Paul Pierce leaves jobs the way we all want to leave
Oh,
jobs.
definitely.
Like just setting the place on fire.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I love, and do you think he's going to go in the Hall of Fame?
Paul Pierce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He did, didn't he? This weekend?
Yeah. He did. All right,
Yeah.
making sure.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause when we talked last week, you said you didn't. You didn't.
No, I mean,
he wasn't up there for you.
No, I mean, as far as me, but it's not the Hall of Neal. You know, it's the Hall of Fame, and they have their little process, and enough people approved it. So
What's the
they
difference
didn't
between the
ask me to
Hall of
sign
Fame and the
off
Hall
on
of Neal? What's the difference?
Oh, there's much stricter guidelines. You know, if we were going to make the Hall of Neal, if they had to run everything through me, that hall.
What else does he need to do? What else does he need to do?
People
Multiple
forget
playoff appearances.
You know what? For him,
NBA Finals champ.
because he was my soft serve for a very long. He was soft serve for a long time, but then he manned up, and he won a title with the Celtics, and they won it because of him. He didn't just ride the coattails. He didn't try to do a Karl Malone and a Gary Payton, or just jump on a team and try to ride, softly into a championship. He balled out for the Celtics that year they won the title. He did. And I've said this too, because I thought he was one of the more overrated. Him and Melo were like the same thing in my eyes. But the difference was Paul Pierce balled out and did the job, to where Carmelo never did.
That's crazy. So you think Carmelo's one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history? So he goes. So the only thing he's missing is a championship. If he gets a championship, then you're happy with that?
Yeah, him and Tracy McGrady are the same guy.
No, he's not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They're the same guy. They're the same guy. You can't win it. You can't win with Carmelo Anthony. You know how I know? Nobody's ever won with Carmelo Anthony. Nobody ever won with Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady, I won as many playoff series as Tracy McGrady did. I did. I'm not telling you what I think.
I'm just telling you. All right, so give me your top 5.
Well, players of all time? Yeah. I mean, there's...
I'm just asking.
Yeah, there's... I mean, that all depends on what you're shopping for. For me, my top 5 players
your
of
top
all
5,
time.
not because your top 5 is not going to be my top 5 because we're 2 different generations.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and these are in no specific order.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you would have to say Jordan's the greatest player of all time. Jordan, LeBron. I put Shaq in there just because what an unstoppable force that he was, and people forget. I mean, that man did stuff on the basketball court.
We'll forget.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a football player turned basketball player.
Wilt Chamberlain, they had outlawed dunking because of Wilt. Like Wilt Chamberlain and Bob Gibson to me are two in the same, because when they got to change the rules for you, you're a bad man. Like that, they got to change the rules because of him. You're a bad man. And as much as it hates me to do this, I think that you have to put Magic Johnson in there too, just based on the size, being a point guard. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot like the LeBron factor. LeBron was so big and so strong.
Over Hakeem Abdul-Jabbar?
Over what?
Over.
And that's the thing. The Kareem, the foul call that they called on Bill Laimbeer, and maybe we can put Art on. I'll produce on the fly here and put Art on the spot. Art, I need a photo of that foul that they called on Bill Laimbeer against Kareem in the finals. I'm hurt. And this is where the Hall of Neal comes into play. Kareem's not getting in because of that BS foul call that he got, and it cost the Pistons a championship. That's what you said. It's the Hall of Neal, so I'm not putting him in there.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That. Because it wasn't a foul. It wasn't close to a foul.
You tell me another player. Who, from the time 6th grade all the way to the NBA, won the championship every single year. Every single year he won the championship.
No, it's impressive. No doubt.
And then again, the NBA, they went, and then he won 5.
No doubt. Here it is. That was called a foul and cost the Pistons a championship. The Pistons were going to win that game and win a championship.
How can you fault him for something he didn't do? He didn't call that call.
He got it because he wears goggles and he was Kareem and he was on the Lakers and that was Bill Laimbeer. That's why. Because people try to steal on Detroit all the time. That's why. That's where that started. That Detroit versus everybody stuff started right there.
And Kobe's not in your top 5.
I'm not a big a Kobe guy as everybody else is.
Okay.
I'm not. But I mean, who are you going to put? You can't kill me on my selections.
I don't believe you put Will Chamberlain over Bill Russell, but that's fine.
You know what? And I didn't get to my 5th.
I'm
a big Bill Russell guy.
You did get to your 5th.
Oh, who did I have? I had Jordan.
Yeah.
I had Shaq.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah,
LeBron and Magic. Okay.
Yeah.
I
you
did.
Had 5. Yeah.
So 6 would probably be Bill Russell for me.
Okay.
I'm a big Bill Russell guy, even
right.
though I hate the Celtics.
That's fair.
Kareem's not in there, man.
That's fair.
Because of that call. Good job, Art, by the way. Thanks, brother. Thanks for hooking it up. It's making it painful again.
After the break, we should get Joique's top 5. But we would have to do it after the break because we have to go to break.
Oh, good job, Art.
Just trying to be the best I can be.
Look at that.
No, I do. I love it.
Are you hungry? Because it's almost lunchtime.
I am. Well, we're not talking about that. Okay, I guess we are talking about that. As Joique,
It is almost lunchtime. Though. That's a
It is
factual
almost
statement.
lunchtime, so let me tell you about Papa Romano's. That's right. Papa Romano's, their handcrafted pizzas, have been made in Detroit favorite for over 50 years. Handmade dough, hand-cut veggies, and fresh cheese make the difference. The Papa Romano's difference. The same quality goes into all their pizzas, salads, subs, and pitas. Order now at paparomanos.com. I mean, just look at that picture. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You know you want it. Go visit Papa Romano's. We'll be back. It's Big D Energy right here on Woodward Sports.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it. Big D Energy,
So
Woodward
fast.
Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. Him and Art getting into it as they always do. It's very entertaining here between the commercial breaks. But happy to have you along for the ride. Boy, the basketball discussion that we got sidetracked on certainly struck a chord with everybody. And you know what? Chuck had it right. It's my Hall of Fame. I can say whoever I want in there. Because people are mad.
Don't let Joique boss you around. It's
I'm not bossing around.
your
I
list.
was asking questions.
We ain't on the football field, man. We
That's
ain't
right.
getting his environment.
I mean, if we were,
here.
I'd walk away fastly.
He would say, Neal, shut up. I'll be quiet.
I'll be quiet.
But when he leaves, I'll be talking again.
I wouldn't do that to you guys.
But you're on my football field here.
That's
cool. So anyway,
Show
Lamico says, so Mr. Ruhl, you're just going to gloss over Kobe. LeBron can't hold a candle to Kobe. And look, you guys, I'm newer here. We haven't had this discussion, so I'll do it right now before I get Joique's thoughts on Penei Sewell. Here it is. Here's my LeBron thing. I'll never understand why LeBron gets penalized for doing stuff Michael Jordan couldn't do, i.e. rising up and beating the Pistons with an inferior team, i.e. taking his team to the NBA Finals against the Spurs. Go back and look at that roster that LeBron took to the NBA Finals. Go back and look at it. Here, you know what? I'll get it for you because I want everyone to know. I want everyone to know exactly what LeBron took to the NBA Finals, because for me, as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't get enough credit for what he did. He doesn't get, just because Jordan could never do it. Jordan always lost to the Pistons. Jordan never won a series he wasn't supposed to win, outside of that Cavs series where they ended up getting beat by the Pistons the next round anyway. Why does he get penalized? Oh, you remember Daniel Gibson, Boobie Gibson? Oh, he was so big time. J.J. Hickson, Zadrunas Ilgauskas. Oh, yeah.
Get him, Neal!
Joe Smith, Wally Zerbiak. Come on, man. Come on. That team won 66 games. He won 66 games with that roster. I'm just going off facts, man. That's my LeBron
name him off
thing.
again. And that's why LeBron's in it?
That's why I reward LeBron for taking that team to the 2009 finals. Yes, I do. I reward LeBron for that.
All right, and you have people who have different arguments.
Varejao,
so you have people with different
Williams.
arguments, right? They have people who say, they've seen Jordan in person where he was not only effective on the offensive side, but he was also one of the best defenders in the game. How he changed the game for being a defender, also being able to change the game by being an offensive scorer. And so that's where he comes in, right? I'm a LeBron guy. I like LeBron. Do I would say LeBron is better than Jordan? Like, what are we going off of? Are we going off of numbers? Are we going off of championships? It depends on what's important to you, right? I grew up watching Jordan. I also grew up watching LeBron, or being side by side with LeBron as he came out in 03. I came out in 05, so I was able to watch him through his career. Now, I can commend LeBron. I would say he's the greatest. I would put him better than Jordan, not because of what he just did on the court, but how he handles himself off the field.
Well, for me, my thing with LeBron was we talked about Shaq being so dominant. LeBron with that body and just how strong he was and everything like that. And I have my numbers mixed up there. LeBron. The 2007 NBA Finals. My bad. I just want to make sure that I got it right with you guys. But the same kind of cast, the Boobie Gibsons and the Jildrunas Ilgauskas and Drew Gooden and Larry Hughes and Damon Jones and Sasha Pavlovich, Eric Snow. Come on, man.
And it's hard to sit here and argue about who's the greatest.
And it's my Hall of Fame, just like Chuck said. It's my Hall of Fame.
It's your Hall of Fame. I didn't get my 5.
Drum roll, please, Fish.
And this is no particular order, but Jordan's going to be in there. LeBron's going to be in there.
You got Kareem in yours, right?
I got Kareem. I got Kareem in mine.
Yeah,
I have Kareem in mine.
Because you think that was a foul, but because you don't like Detroit or something.
No. I'm just saying that just very. That's who I like. I'm gonna have Tim Duncan in there. And Kobe.
And it's your Hall of Fame. And
that's my Hall of Fame.
When you start getting into like the top 10 players of all time, like I love the way that people in the comments too, they'll die on the hill for stuff like that. It's subjective. I can't kill you. I can't kill you. And along the ice says Jordan over LeBron, and I have them very close. I'll say, and I can't get mad at that.
I mean, because the thing we argue is Jordan is 6-0 in the finals. 6-0.
Because he never rose up and took a roster like LeBron did in 2007 with the Cavs, because he always got beat in the playoffs. Got beat by the Celtics, got beat by the Pistons.
He did.
LeBron rose up and won. Why does he get penalized? Somebody help me. Like, make it make sense. Why LeBron gets penalized for that and Jordan gets rewarded? They were heavy underdogs to the Spurs that year. I'll never understand it, man. Help me.
Yeah, that one. And then what I was more impressive when they were down 1-3 against the Golden State Warriors and was able to come back and win that series.
And put up a triple-double in Game 7 on the road.
Yeah, that
was amazing.
I don't think has that ever been done before up until that point.
It hadn't at that point in a win in Game 7. It hadn't at that point. But and look, and I know what the haters here. I'll cut you guys all off right now. I'll cut it off. Yes, I know Draymond got the technical and got it suspended for the one game, and that's when the series flipped. Yes, I understand that, but you still got to go do it. And he did go do it to the tune of a triple-double on the road.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Hey, Lamiko says fair counter debate, Neal. Hey, Lamiko, you're a man of valor.
Man of valor.
Why? See how we can just have a discussion. I can make my points. You can make your points. And if I agree with your points, I'll be like, hey, you know what? Good for you, man. You made a lot of sense there. That's impressive. I'll get with you.
They say Anthony Davis is good, but Ewing was mean. No, I can't put Anthony Davis in that category yet. He has some.
You got to finish a season, man.
Yeah, like I can't put him in that. I can't put him in that category yet.
Yeah, me too. Anthony Davis, to me, give me Jokic over Anthony Davis all day long, because that man can do anything.
What about Luka?
I'm just saying for the center.
No, I'm talking about the greatest ever. Why aren't you guys talking about Luka yet, huh? Huh? Not going to talk about Luka yet?
Well, hey, it depends. You got to see.
No, it's already been cemented to the records. It's already there. Luka's number 1, greatest of all time.
Shut up.
I said it.
Okay, cool.
All right, shut up.
Now, so Joique, the whole point of all this was what I wanted to get to, because we got off track there a little bit. And, hey, that's fine. When it's good and people are enjoying it, we'll go with it, man, because that's how this stuff works. Clearly, the fans were engaged. You guys certainly fired up on the comment thread, but I do have to. It'd be malfeasance if I didn't get your take on this, because Penei Sewell, what we saw, and obviously, we had this discussion last week. I was growing a bit concerned by the reports and what people were saying. I was growing a bit concerned. Yeah. And in the first quarter of that game, I was very concerned. But he leveled out, man. He did. He leveled out, and he was good. And he was a dog. More than that, he was a dog out there.
And more than that, he got the praises from his peers. When you have one of the best defensive ends in the game come out and say, "Hey,
that's a dude."
All right, he set his own. That means a lot. That says a lot for a rookie to come in. And and we talked about that. I said, now he might go over there and feel more comfortable. He might feel at home over there.
And everybody said he did. Even Nick Bosa said that. He said he's a left tackle.
He's a left tackle. So now it's in it's in the Lions' hand. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do? How do we take this guy from here?
Well, you've been in the locker room. Tell me, Joique.
I don't know. I haven't been on the team when we had this issue.
Right.
We had a guy that we just paid $60 million to, and then we have a guy who was a first rounder who we're going to eventually move him over.
That you're planning on him getting a yellow jacket.
Yeah, because I think when we drafted, who was that? Riley Reef. We still had Jack Backus at left tackle.
Right.
He was on his way out, and we were just going to move Riley Reef over. That's kind of how it was. It wasn't. He was at the beginning of his deal. And we had Riley at right tackle, and then it's tough. What do you do as a coaching staff and the front office? Do you make that transition? And then what you do? You take Decker and you put him at right tackle. Like, what do you do? And you still pay him all this money. It's guaranteed. Now, if I'm in the front office, hey, we paid that man. You keep him at left tackle, because now it's a numbers game. He has to earn this money now. Put Penei Sewell back over at right tackle, let him get equipped, and we'll work out the kinks after the season or whatever it might be. But no. What? Man, it's tough, man.
I know, and I heard a fan describe it this way on one of the shows, and it really opened my eyes to it, and I'm actually mad at myself that I didn't think about it this way. But you're a good jumping off point for this. The right tackle, left tackle thing. I think people were really, in retrospect, kind of dismissive. We'll just go put him at right tackle. But Joique,
totally different.
Everything changes. Your power foot changes. Your power side changes.
It's like telling a track runner who puts his left foot back, right, and keeps his right foot up. Okay, now we're going to switch it up. Put your right foot back and put your left foot up. But no, this is he's running the 110 hurdles. I'm gonna have the wrong lead leg if I start off that way. So you have to relearn everything over now. And so it's not just, change position. It's the same thing. It's a totally different position.
Right. And they described it pretty well as in, well, when you jump, like if you're on a basketball court and you want to jump up and touch the backboard or touch a net or whatever, jump off your dominant foot and then jump off your other foot. Is it the same jump? No. And that was my big thing about Jalen Green. All my scout friends with Jalen Green said he's a freak because he jumps the same off both feet, which is very rare, Joique. I mean, you're a world-class athlete. You right-handed?
I am.
You probably jump higher off your right foot than you do your left foot, right?
No, I jump higher on my left foot.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
There's one that you do better.
Yeah, definitely.
Come on, just play along, Joique. The people don't know.
No, because you got to think if you're listen, because if you're right-handed, if you're going for a layup, you're not jumping off your right foot. You're gonna jump off your left foot. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
But anyway, that's the moral of my story, though. It is totally different in terms of your body dynamic.
It is totally different. It is totally different. And that's coming from any position. That's going from right guard to left guard, left tackle to right tackle. I mean, it works both ways. a defensive end on the right side going to the left. It's two totally different things. The way that you, how low you get, how you dip your shoulder. I mean, your spin moves, all of that makes a difference, and people don't understand that. They just think, okay, just throw him over there, he'll be okay. No.
Yeah, it's different than that. Jay Cole says Sewell needs to stay at left tackle, and Decker, the vet, needs to move to right tackle. He already said he'll do what he needs for the team to win. But again, going back to you, Joique, you've been in the locker room. This is how you made your money. This is what you did. This is going to be sticky, isn't it? Internally. I'm not talking about what they say to the media. I'm just saying internally, a lot rides on how much Taylor Decker wants to play ball, right? If he's cool with it, then it's nothing. But it could be sticky.
So my question is, what did he grade out? You know what I'm saying? You got to look at what he graded out. Was it much better than what he did in the preseason? Because coming out of preseason, he scored the lowest as far as offensive linemen on the team. So with that game yesterday, like, I don't know how you move him back after that performance. You know, once he got home, he felt at home. You saw when we scored a touchdown, he was running down the field excited. And, they was moving the ball as far as the run game. And that's going to be our strength. So we have to feed off that the entire year. We can't, and I want to get into this later because we have it coming up where we're going to talk about the Ravens and the Raiders.
Right.
I want to get into that game as well.
Yeah, which we will.
Yeah, which we will. It's coming up. Stay tuned.
We'll do it when we come back. And make sure you join us next Monday night for our Rift Rockin' Lions pregame show live from 6 to 8 at O'Toole's in Royal Oak. The Jose Cuervo girls will be out there, and we'll have Jose Cuervo drink specials. And look, Aaron Rodgers is 0-1. He's going to be pissed. You may need the Jose Cuervo drink specials before that night is through, but maybe not. I do want to ask you about this too. We'll do it when we come back. We're going to talk a little bit more NFL football when we return. He's Joique Bell. My name's Neal Ruhl. This is all Big D Energy. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Back at it here, Big D Energy. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl with you. Woodward Sports Network pushing up on that 12 o'clock hour, that lunchtime hour. Glad that you are with us. And everyone jumping on the Penei Sewell discussion, as I figured that they would. He was impressive, man. And again, I hate that Jeff Okudah, ruptured his Achilles. I hate that he's out for the year because it's going to sound like I'm piling on here, which certainly I am not. But Sewell is what your first round, number 7 overall, number 3 overall, that's how a first round draft pick's supposed to look, where he belongs out there. And Sewell not only looked like he more than belonged, he had moments where he took over. And did Bosa get to him? Yeah. Nick Bosa drives a Mercedes too, man. I mean, he plays in the Pro Bowls too. He goes to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the game right now. He's going to get you. I mean, you're not checking that man for 60 plays or 70 plays. You're just not.
Anybody can get checked. But understand, this is the NFL. These are the greatest players in the world in one league. And so you're going to get beat sometime. But the way that he came out on his debut and, finding out the week of that he's going to left tackle and going out there and holding his own, it says a lot, because not only are you going through preseason trying to make the team, but guys like Sewell, he kind of knows he's on the team already. And so he's looking at that first week. So he's looking at that first week. And so he kind of knows who he's going against at that right tackle, as a right tackle. And then week of, everything you've been kind of prepping yourself for, now you have to transition and goes over. And now he's playing one of the best defenders and defensive players in the league. And he held his own. So people say, I don't know how you take it from left tackle and moving back to right tackle. But in this league, understand this is a numbers league. It's a numbers. We're paying you this money. You got to play. You got to earn this money. All right. So it's more so, and this is the tough part. Do you give a kid?
And that cuts both ways.
It cut both ways because
when you're earning that money, you're like, hey, you gave me all this money to do this.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to mess with me?
Now the only thing is, if they want to free up this cap space, they either restructure or they're gonna have to do a trade.
And that was something that the people were talking about here in our YouTube chat thread. You know, it's where, you know, maybe am I crazy to think about trading Taylor Decker? And
if the team is willing to eat that, which will be fine because they don't have to pay Penei Sewell right now either, so they can eat that and move Taylor Decker over to right tackle, and then just pay him as a left tackle, and they're not really losing any money because they're not paying Sewell that much. He's still on his rookie contract for the next 4 years, so you can just do that as well because we have one of the best offensive lines in the league right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to minimize that by doing a trade.
And that's my thing too with Brad Holmes and the way the Lions are set up. See, that's what I'm talking about. And while I'm critical, and while you hear me say I don't give you credit for being down 38-10, remember the other side of that is this is exactly what I talked about, Joique, when I say I want great players on rookie contracts. And Sewell, just I'm not saying, oh, he's arrived, this is it, here we go. Yeah. But make no mistake, I mean, by the end of the season, Sewell is going to be on a discount to market. That rookie deal is going to be on a discount to what the top paid tackle is in the league.
No, that's what I'm saying. So by you moving Taylor Decker over to right tackle, a guy that he's been in the league a little bit longer, so he might be able to transition over to the right tackle better if Penei Sewell is playing at a high level at the left tackle. Now the thing is, you have another high investment at your quarterback level. Do you trust Sewell to be consistent all year to the point to where you trust him to protect the blind side of your quarterback? Now it's the one-on-one, so it's a toss-up. Right. But at the same time, you have two guys who can possibly both make the Pro Bowl this year. If they can stay healthy. And Taylor Decker can transition over to right tackle and be effective. So only time will tell. These are tough decisions, and this is what makes me happy to be a player, right? Because when I play, you will always hear, listen, just go out there and play your best game. When you have the GC and the head coach and the coaching staff in the meeting room, and they have to come down to like a cut or anything like that, and they're scratching their head because they don't know what they want to do, you're doing your job. You're doing your job.
There you go.
All right, you're doing your job. So I love to see it. I love to see him having some success. I remember when we drafted him, people would call my phone and say, "Is this a good pick? Why didn't we get a receiver? Why didn't we get a DB?" I know this is a great pick, and we would talk about it that if he was available at that 7th pick, we don't need to walk to the stadium. We need to run to the stadium.
And
we need to run.
And as you rebuild it too, again, how I work, how I think, a left tackle, if he's a gold jacket after 10 or 12 years left tackle, you're getting 4 years at a huge discount, and that's when you can strike. That as an organization, that's when you can strike because you're saving so much money on your rookie deal with Sewell.
He's young.
And he's 20.
He's young.
The youngest left tackle ever to start in an NFL game.
Yeah, in the 4th, he's the 4th youngest overall.
Yep.
In the NFL. And he's the 1st overall to start at left tackle.
And he had some dog in him.
He
had some fight in him.
No, he didn't.
I don't
think he had dog in him, though. He didn't have any dog in him.
Those clips I saw, man, where he was locked up with Bosa, man.
He didn't have any dog in him.
It was personal for him.
He didn't have any dog in him. He had that gorilla.
All right, that's fair.
That's what he had.
That's fair. No, but Joique,
did you get it, Art? Did you get it, Artemis? He had that gorilla.
Joique, I love it. I wanted to hit you with this too. So, we talked about next Monday night, Packers-Lions. Woodward Sports will be at O'Toole's in Royal Oak from 6 to 8. I'm excited. And look, you know me. You're getting to know me. You understand the second I know you can't make the playoffs, I just want the draft pick to be as high as it can be. But I'm taking a free spin on Monday, and here's why. The Lions and the Packers on Monday night. If the Lions beat the Packers, Joique, the Packers are 0-2. They got to go to San Francisco the next weekend. They got Pittsburgh coming in the weekend after that. They could. I'm just saying. You could finish Aaron Rodgers, Joique. You could finish him in Green Bay.
Nah.
Well, I know, Joique. Yeah, if I had to bet my mortgage, I'm gonna take it. If I had to go to my
Play
bookie,
along, Joique.
I'm realistic, bro. I'm realistic. I'm the realistic one here. I guess.
But Joique, but I'm telling you,
you know what? And
I don't get these opportunities a lot, Joique, where I can like get excited and say, you know what, let's go. Monday night, let's go.
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
I may put the Zubaz
If they play
on.
anything like they played this past Sunday, we got a shot. We have a shot.
But Joique, it finishes your nemesis, Aaron Rodgers. That's it. It's a wrap.
But I have to. You know what? Show me.
Oh, we will.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that it could.
You also said that we were going to win that first game too.
I said it was going to be close, but I said if we didn't win, there's still 16 other games to win. But with Aaron Rodgers is washed. I'm telling you right now.
He's washed.
Ryan's reaction says Rodgers is washed.
He wants to be on Jeopardy more than he wants to win. And then the post game. Well, we just didn't play the game that we didn't. Shut up! Get out of here! You're gonna finish 4th in the division. NFC North is gonna be ours.
Well,
okay, yeah.
We were together for a few minutes.
I went a little crazy on that one,
but then you just get out of control.
I think it's going to be an extremely close game, and I think we'll inch out. And Lambeau Field, could you imagine defeating the Beast?
When was the last time we went to Lambeau Field?
2000 never?
Recently they've had some success there. But they
were talking about we beat.
Up until a couple of years ago, Joique.
Yeah, we beat them at Lambeau Field.
Well,
so what are you talking about?
Joique, that was a different
2000 never?
Well, Joique,
before 25, 34 years ago.
But Joique, you need to understand, like, up until you guys had beat them, the Lions hadn't won there since Boys to Men. You know,
down on bended knee.
We're singing Motown Philly. Not even bended knee. They were doing Motown Philly. Cooley High Harmony.
Back up.
It's something like that. It was something like
that. Yeah, that's what it was. No, but it would be like just give me this one, you guys. I'm notoriously pessimistic with the Lions, and I'm usually right. But Monday night, damn it, I'm putting on my 91 Central Division champs hat. Roar restored. I'm going to wear it down to O'Toole's.
You know,
Roar restored.
Ryan brought up a great point. Imagine retiring with less rings than Eli.
Which would be Aaron Rodgers' case. And he can go to Hawaii and go under the waterfall and do yoga all he wants.
You think he's going to retire after this shit?
He's not in the game. You watch any of his, when you talk to the media. No, but when you talk to the media as an athlete, at least be a little excited. I don't know what we're going to do. We got 16 more games to go. Thanks, genius. Come on. What are we doing? He's washed.
Ryan's reaction says they call Eli a fluke, so then what's Rodgers?
A fluke.
Hey, fluke with a championship ring.
No, and look, it's fun.
I'll tell you who's going to be a fluke. And if he doesn't get it together, he's going to be known for that one good season, and that's it. Allen.
Don't talk about my boy Allen like that.
Hey, I'm telling you.
It was against the Steelers, and they were 10-0 last year, and then some things happened, but they were a strong team.
It was actually 11-0, but okay.
Well, yeah, but it was important when it was 10.
Aaron Rodgers isn't going to retire, but he'll retire from the Packers.
Yeah, he's going to retire
from the Packers. He
and then go up to another team and
crush it?
And crush it.
Okay, so how much, as an NFC North attendee, we're in this division, how much does that one game of getting washed out by 30-plus points, how much does that matter for the rest of the season, and how much does that affect your head? Because
it doesn't matter.
What?
24 hours. It's a 24-hour rule.
It is.
It's a 24-hour rule.
To be fair, dude, that's gone.
That's real. That's gone.
Look, I call college basketball. You go on road trips with guys. We've had games. We went to North Carolina and got cooked one year, and then had to go to UCLA. You just don't.
But nonsense, because if the Lions lost,
there's more games
by as much as the Packers lost to the Saints, it would be 24. It would be for at least a week. It's not 24/7.
I'm gonna tell you this. We lost to. This is tough for me. We lost to the Chiefs in London. You remember that? We got our bus kicked. We got cooked. Was it 30-something to?
I think it was worse. I think it was in the 40s.
40-something to 10 or something like that. We got cooked. Right, and that was halfway through the season. That was our 8th game, and then we finished. Right, we were 1-7, and then we finished the last 8 games 6-2. All right, so no, that doesn't matter. And we honestly said we're 8-0. That Green Bay game with that ghost face mask, every time.
Yeah, but
and I gonna.
So Joique, but now Monday, your organization that you played for has an opportunity to drive a stake through the heart of Aaron Rodgers as a Green Bay
And we
Packer.
could be on that level.
Yeah.
We could be on that level.
Oh, okay.
Level.
Okay, good job.
Yep.
You don't have to keep saying. I heard you the first time.
I know. I'm just excited.
Anthony Jones says we've been cheating on bad calls, bad games we should have won, and we beat them Monday, and we will beat them Monday night.
I'm gonna tell you. All right, that's Monday night. But let me tell you about Friday. This Friday from 11 to 1, join Joique Bell, myself, Neal, Ruhl, and Darren McCarty at Levels and Centerline. Big D Energy will be broadcasting live and saving you money. Come out and meet the guys, plus save 10% off flour. You don't want to pay those high prices. Come over here and get 10% off. Not only flowers, but also your edibles. More than mentioned with Woodward Sports, Levels located in Sherwood between 9 and 10 Mile in Centerline. Come experience what everyone is talking about and level up. See you this Friday, Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Back at it here, Woodward Sports Network, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell. Happy to have you along for the ride. Arturo, Flint's very own, in the production booth. Fish is in the bowl as well. Fish, I know I got some college soccer for ESPN Plus tonight. Oakland against Dayton. 7 o'clock, Fish. I know you'll be tuned in. There you go. Yeah, I know you'll be tuned in. But anyway, talking a lot of football. I'm excited. I'm taking the free roll next Monday. I'm going to put my Rural Restored hat on, and I'm going down to O'Toole's, and I'm going to bask in the glory as we get to drive a stake into the heart of Aaron Rodgers.
I like
as a Green
this,
Bay
Neal.
Packer. Hey, and let's do it. Again, it's a free roll because they're going to San Francisco after for Sunday Night Football, where they will get cooked, and they'll be 0-3, and then everything will crumble. Everything will crumble in
If
Green
they're
Bay.
0-3, I have to ask you then, because we play Green Bay and then, correct me if I'm wrong, on to Baltimore, okay? Will we be...
That's correct.
Will we be 1-2 by the time they're 0-3? Where do you see our record being?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You mean 2-1?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say was 2-1, but Neal doesn't agree with that.
Well, Baltimore's coming here, I believe, if memory serves.
Yes, and
but-
the Lions are going to kill the Ravens.
Yeah. So
Kneecaps.
We'll see.
Look
No,
at
we'll see.
Joique.
For me, it's just about taking care of Aaron Rodgers.
We are.
And finishing that off. I mean, I guess their schedule. You know what though? They could be 0-3. They could be 0-3 and jump. They could jump back.
You're thinking
in
of the other team. You're thinking of the Packers, right?
But you know
0-3?
what though? I mean, they're at San Fran. They got the Steelers coming in. They're at Cincinnati. They're at the Bears.
Neal,
then they
let me
got
ask you
Washington
this.
coming in. But then they're at the Cardinals and at the Chiefs, and they got Seattle. They're cooked.
Let me
They're
ask
cooked
you,
if
let
they
me
go
ask you this
0-3.
though. Let's do a first 6-game prediction for both the Packers and both the Lions. Where do you see it?
Lions will be 1-5.
1-5.
Yeah. The Packers will be, all right, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, 2-4.
2-4.
Who? The Packers would be what?
2-4.
If anything, 4-2.
4-2.
The Packers?
Yeah.
4-2. The first 6 games. And mark this.
I'm marking.
Mark it.
Right here.
4-2.
Just took a picture.
Minimum they'll go is 3-3, but 4-2. They'll put it together.
And their 2 losses are going to be the Lions and who else?
Not the Lions.
They're losing at San Francisco.
I almost got it.
They're not losing to San Fran.
almost-
They're not losing to San Fran.
Joique.
They're not losing to San Fran.
Put some Jack on that breakfast?
Ooh.
Okay.
Shane got it right now.
Yeah.
Joey's
We'll
never
put
been
breakfast
on
on.
this show.
We got, all right.
Yeah, social distance.
Four scrambled eggs with cheese.
All right, 4 scrambled eggs with cheese. That's all I want.
I only want 3.
I guess restaurant Birmingham Roast is open.
Woodward
Well, it's not open because
I
I'm
guess-
not grabbing it, so go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
just hit Fish
I guess
up.
it's
I told
open.
you we had
I guess
staff
we'll have
shortages.
we'll have Fish go grab it
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Actually,
Just
no,
have
not Fish, not Fish. We'll
I
have
said
Art
we
go
had
grab
staff
it.
Okay.
shortages.
Yeah.
We'll have Art go
Woodward
grab it.
Restaurants is closed.
Art, you gonna go grab it?
I tell you what. You know what? I will not.
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I will not.
You will grab it.
I will not.
Randy
you
White
betting?
says the Lions aren't going to beat the Packers without a pass rush or being able to run the football. Look, Randy, and everybody, if you said, Neal, you have to bet your mortgage or your car payment, obviously I'm taking the Packers, okay? But with that being said,
don't switch sides.
I'm not switching sides.
I'm not switching sides. I'm going to put the Roar Restored hat on. We'll tweet a picture out of it from O'Toole's.
All right, I hope so. You also said that I can have all the cranberry juice that I want there that you're buying, so I'm holding you to it.
Absolutely. We'll make it rain for
Are you
Arturo.
a kid? Are you a kid?
We'll make it rain for
all the
Arturo.
cranberry juice they wanted. You're paying for it.
Along the Ice says, "You guys are awesome." LOL. I don't know. I don't know if he's like being serious about that or if the LOL. See, this is in the tech society that we live in.
Yeah, you are awesome.
I
LOL.
want to say thank you, but maybe you're throwing shade, but maybe you're being honest. I don't know.
He's being honest.
Ryan says that San Fran is a top 3 team overall. Do you agree with that, Neal?
That who is?
San Fran.
Yeah, because I'm a big Nick Bosa slappy, and what he does.
Once they put Trey at quarterback,
it's a dynamic look in the offense in an offense that was not very Mostert though, man. Raheem Mostert.
And he's out.
Yeah,
for the next 8 weeks.
Yeah,
that's a dag in your heart right there.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurt. But you understand, the rookie came in, he did well.
He did work, yeah.
He did work. He came in, he did what he was supposed to do.
I don't know what the status is of Trey Sermon, but whatever. This isn't, we're not on in San Francisco, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to deal with San Francisco.
Shout out to Raheem.
Yeah, hopefully he gets better quickly. No, but I did want to talk about the Monday Night Football game, and there were a couple of angles. Number one, what a cool scene that was in Vegas with Bruce Buffer and everything like that. The UFC announcer, they had him come out. It was cool. It really was. And then the Raiders won. And that's fine because I love Raiders fans because, like, they think they're Cowboys fans, but they're not because they never win, ever. But, shout out to them. They were behind 14-0. They were, but they came back and they won. Entertaining game.
And racism. I like that. I just saw that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty entertaining game. But overall, Joique, it's just the injuries, man, for Baltimore showed themselves. When it was time to run the football, when it was time to do what the Ravens do, they didn't do it. Yeah. They couldn't do it.
You know what? But, they had a better rushing attack than the Raiders. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Well, that's 'cause Carr was slanging it, man, 400-plus yards. Everybody always shovels dirt on that guy, and then he blows up. Then everyone picks him up in fantasy, and then he sucks again.
And then he sucks again. Exactly. Exactly.
Shay, on the YouTube chat thread, if you picked up David Carr in your fantasy team, drop a line in there.
It's just like this. They had 517 yards of total offense. All right, 16% of that, only 16% of that was rushing, and the only reason they had that many yards in rushing is because Mariota ran a 31-yard run. Like.
Right.
They had no rushing. They had no rushing attack. You cannot win consistently just throwing the ball. Exhibit A, the Steelers last year. You cannot win just throwing the ball. You have to have a running game. He threw for 435 yards, 34 for 56, 2 tutties, 1 interception. Now, I like Lamar Jackson numbers too. 19 for 30, threw for 1 touchdown, no interceptions, very careful with the ball. Now, he did have that 1 turnover on the sack.
It was the turnover.
The turnover that cost him the game. All right, but aside from that, I think he managed the game well. Yeah,
but Joique, I mean, when is he going to take that step forward, man? Because he's ascended to a level, and he's very entertaining. I enjoy that. I was a big Mike Vick guy during his prime. Guys that do things differently, that are dynamic, I find entertaining, and I like to watch. And I do like watching Lamar Jackson play, but the clock's starting to move on him right now, man. Just from the standpoint of when is he going to take that step forward? When?
What step are you saying?
I'm saying
what is he not doing?
Games like last night are always what end up costing him. And I'm not going to be so simplistic to say, well, he's not a good passer. He can't pass the ball. I'm not going to be simplistic like that. But I am going to say, at what point does your passing game become dynamic enough to where you can take over a football game from the quarterback spot? And you can go in and win these games on the road, or you can go in and win these games in the playoffs, because that's what's next for Lamar Jackson. Is he has to be viewed, in order to be viewed as one of the greats, he has to have these moments, and he has to take over and be dynamic in these moments. And when the lights are the brightest, he seems to come up the smallest. And that, for me, is a concerning track for him to be going down right now, I guess is the best way I can put it. That I'm a little concerned with where he's going, just from the standpoint of if he's going to be great. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever feel like he feels like he leaves me wanting more when a big moment happens?
So the thing is, so if you saw that Peyton Manning clip that they did where, you know, they give you 2 plays in your headphones, you know, to give you 38 Dynamite can to say Michigan 989 or whatever. And they said that he plays better, that he's at his base. I mean, he's at his best when you give him a play and run it. When he doesn't have to read the defense and he doesn't have to can a play, he can just go out there and run the play that you call. Now that limits you as a quarterback because now you have to run
into the teeth of a defense.
Right, into the teeth of a defense
you, right?
Instead of being able to kind of protect yourself and can it and go to another play. And so it makes the offensive coordinator job a little bit harder because you have to kind of anticipate what the defense is going to be doing. And so pick a play and stick with it. And so I think, if anything, that's where he needs to change his game to kind of take him to that next level because he's already there. He has the athletic ability, but when that starts to die down, it's going to be this to keep him in the league for another, 4 to 5 years, being able to have that ability, So that's the only thing that I kind of think, or that's what I know he needs to kind of work on moving forward into his NFL career.
And here's Johnny says on our YouTube chat thread, I don't see Lamar Jackson having longevity. And yes, that is concerning because that athleticism, as you said, it's an eroding commodity.
Because we can say that, but he's durable. He's not missing games.
And all that is true.
Yeah, he's not missing games.
And he's still a freak.
He's not taking big hits.
And you are not tackling him 1v1. And I don't care who you are in the league.
Yeah, and so when we sit here and say that, so what's going to hinder him? Like, him doing a wrong step and tweaking something, or like what is it? Because he's not taking big hits.
Yeah, just time. Like you said, just time.
Father time always win. So the thing that's best for him is to be able to learn how to do those things what Peyton was doing when he played, to be able to call multiple plays, to be able to read the defense, to know who's coming, to be able to identify the different disguises that the defense are trying to throw at him so he can be, productive at his position. And that's just going to take time for him to learn, and he has to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
And
so.
Yeah, and that comes with time. But time, he has been playing for a while now. To me, it's time for him to take a step.
But it's also are the coaches holding him accountable to be able to learn these things? Are they holding him accountable?
Right.
And so it's all of these different things that plays a part in that. At some point in time, you got to say, listen, I want to take that next step, and you got to start doing stuff on your own as well. And that's what you always hear the term being a pro. That's being a pro.
Ryan's reaction says Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson.
No.
Dude, I'm tired of the Jalen Hurts slander, though, man.
I like Jalen Hurts. Yeah. I'm just not going to say he's better than Lamar Jackson.
I'm with you.
All right, I'm not going to say that.
He's not as dynamic. But he can sling it, though, too.
Yeah,
he can run it and sling it.
But what I'm saying is I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but just because I said Lamar Jackson
Joique, that's not the time and space we live in. You have to make a decision now.
That's
You're
fine.
on it now.
All right, shut up. Shut up, Art. I love Art.
Detroit Batter says, I would have won my fantasy game if I started Carr over Rodgers. Not many times in history has someone been able to say that. No, but I am tired of the Jalen Hurts slander, though. I will say that.
But it's no slander, though. I like Jalen Hurts. I have no issues with Jalen Hurts. I actually like them.
I do, too.
I actually like
I'm
them.
a big Jalen Hurts guy.
Right.
That's why I was happy with what the Eagles did. He's the dude. For me, if he was ever available via trade, man, in the offseason.
Can he cut it? I mean, is he going to be able to cut it or no?
Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
I think he will. Okay. Yeah, I think he will. I think he's got one mission. Just like Coast, Portland. Since 1919, Coast has pursued that one mission to make the working professional's job safer and easier. Today, Coast lights are a favorite amongst tradesmen and women, outdoor enthusiasts, DIYers, first responders, and more. And right now, you can visit coastportland.com, use code WSN20, and get 20% off your entire purchase. Just for listening and watching Woodward Sports Network. WSN20 is the code. They stand by their products. They back them up with a lifetime warranty. Buying for your whole crew? Sign up with our Coast crew and take advantage of special discounts, early access to new products, and more. Again, that 20% off code is WSN20. CoastPortland.com.
Opa! Introducing Papa Romano's new Greek pizza, a tasty blend of bold Greek flavors and Mediterranean toppings, including feta cheese and Greek dressing. Get a large Greek pizza for a limited time for $16.99. Order now at paparomanos.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from All Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
We rolling here. Big D Energy. He's Joique Bell. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy you guys are riding with us here today. What is today? Tuesday? Tuesday? All right, cool. D-Mac will be back in the building tomorrow. I guess Wayne Gretzky will finally leave him. Leave his side.
Nice.
Yeah, must be nice. But hey, good for D-Mac. I got a golf thing next Friday, so I won't be in next Friday, so I can't hate.
D-Mac just sent us a video of Braylon out on the course and with Wayne and all that, so... You know what? It hurts. I wasn't invited. Did you get the text, Neal, by any chance?
No, I guess that one. I guess I was in a bad cell signal.
Yeah, and Joique never answers text, so he was probably invited but decided not to show up because he doesn't read his text. Joique? Comment?
That's all right. They didn't want me out there anyway because I'd have been scooping that cash off them.
I don't respond to any questions from so-called Arthur Smith.
You have the block?
My name is Arthur.
Arturo.
My name is Artemis.
Flint Town Zone.
Flint Town Zone. Arturo. They didn't want me out there anyway because I'd have been scooping all that cash from them.
But all the eggs and cheese.
We finna get that scrambled eggs and cheese.
I talked to one of the street leaders out there in Flint. He said you're not allowed to say you're from Flint anymore.
Who would that street leader be?
His name is Shotty D.
Who?
Shotty D.
Oh,
Yeah. Quiet now. Look at him. All right, put the camera on me.
I am from Holly, Michigan. No, if it was like Cliff Mack telling me I'm not allowed, or then that's fine. But I know Ira, I know John Connor, I know Cliff Mack, I know the people.
That's funny. Art's like that one guy say, I have black friends. I'm not racist.
I have friends that are black. right after they say something stupid. Yeah,
say something stupid.
You guys win this one.
Ryan says on our YouTube chat thread, boy, Ryan's on a heater today. Jalen Hurts will be out of the league in 2 years. Adam on Morning Wood today. That's crazy talk.
Oh, yeah, but Adam said stupider stuff, too. He also said that the Lions were going to go 0-17.
Yeah. STC Galazzo says, and this is interesting, says, players like Lamar Jackson are always intriguing. When you look back at some of the great modern mobile quarterbacks, they tend to run out of their special powers by the 4th or 5th year starting. And, I don't know. Lamar, though, man, he's just so elusive. Mm-hmm. So elusive.
The thing is, he's not taking big hits.
And that's it. And that's what made Barry's longevity.
Yeah. He's not taking big hits. He knows how to maneuver his body. We call them shallow cuts, where you can kind of just shift your body as you're moving downfield, going vertical, to kind of take the sting off the hit. Take a little bit of that heat off. And so if he can continue to do that and continue to work on his throwing and work on his package to be a complete quarterback as far as being able to call multiple plays, then he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine. I mean, they say he's at his best when he doesn't have to do that. I'm not saying that he doesn't do it now, but he's at his best when he can call multiple plays, be able to break down the defense, and he just needs to be able to get that type of Peyton Manning mentality to where you can go out there, you can dissect the defense, to where defensive coordinators, they have to come up with 2 packages just for you.
Right.
And so once you get to that level, that's elite level.
That's interesting. That's why I like running with you, Joique, because
elite.
Making me think right now and breaking it down for me. But I did want to talk some college football, and there was some news today out of Michigan, and it really made me laugh.
Wow, it makes you upset.
No, it doesn't make me upset. It makes me laugh because I think it's funny. But there was some news. I guess that they've installed a Beat Ohio drill in practice, and they said apparently they blast music, they breathe in smelling salts, everything. It's a pretty physical period, and we love it. Trevor Keegan, the redshirt freshman left guard. It's always been a period that we've taken a lot of pride in, said Andrew Stuber. The name change kind of came along with the whole tradition of what are you doing to beat Ohio State every day, kind of taking that rivalry into focus. Every day is a big focus for us. I'm not exactly sure when that got named, but I'm happy it did, and it definitely brought a lot of energy and passion to that period. Joique, come on,
tradition?
Man.
What is tradition? Give me a definition of tradition.
Tradition would be when you do something every year since the year 2000, but only succeed at it 3 times. That would be a tradition.
All right, but what's the definition? How do you start tradition, rather?
By doing something regularly.
All right, so
not like three times in 20 years, but like regularly.
Okay, cool. So this is how tradition was explained to me, and it's the best way I can kind of think of it or explain it. It's 10 monkeys in a room. 10 monkeys in the room. It's a ladder in the room, and at the top of that ladder is a bundle of bananas. Right. All the monkeys have these collars on, and when they try to go up the ladder, every monkey gets shocked, and so they can't get to those bananas. And so after a while, every time a monkey tries to go up to grab the banana, the other monkeys will grab it and beat it up. And so after a couple of days, they took 3 monkeys out, put in 3 brand new ones, and then when those 3 monkeys try to go up there, the same thing will happen. They'll take them out, they'll beat them up to a point to where they will stop going, and then they'll take out 3 more to a point to where there's no more of the same monkeys in there, but no monkeys are going to grab those bundles because now they don't know why. They're not going to go do it. So that's tradition. Like, they're doing it and they don't know why they're doing it, but that's just tradition. No one goes to get those bananas, even though they don't know why. Why is Michigan Ohio State one of the biggest rivalries in sports?
I wouldn't say that it is.
It is.
Is it?
It is. It's
well,
not.
No. For something to be a rivalry, doesn't like the other team have to win on occasion?
Okay, so you're talking now. So before 2000, was this not one of the biggest rivalries in sports? Was this not one of the biggest rivalries?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Right, so what I'm saying,
I'll play along. Sure.
No, it is. It was. It definitely was. And so, what made it become that big of a rivalry? Was it,
Well, it wasn't because people were winning national championships regularly.
Oh, I don't know, you can say that, but it was still a big rivalry.
Sure.
Was,
okay. I'll play along.
All right, we'll play along. So it was still a big rivalry. And so for me, that's tradition. So they're starting that tradition now. And right now they're undefeated. Ohio State is not undefeated, right? They are not undefeated. And they're about to play Northern Illinois right now, who's 1-1. And right now, like you saying, well, they're not playing either one until, they play Wisconsin. But to me, you want to say something, or you just
I just wanted to say, and it's coming into the comments too. It's the whole Michigan-Ohio thing because of the Toledo War, and then obviously you have Ohio State and the University of Michigan. So naturally, the tradition has been a rivalry ever since Game 1. But it's because of the Toledo War, according to Ryan Reaction, who's been great on YouTube. So.
But people don't really know about the Toledo War.
I know, and we actually won.
They don't understand that. But that's still a big thing now.
Nobody wants Toledo.
But it's still a big thing now. It's still a big thing now.
And in the meantime, we're stacking all the iron ore.
That's
so
right.
What up, though?
Yep.
All right. So the thing is, you said you only won 3 times in 20 years. Now you look up, and we win this year. Then what? Oh, you only won 1 time in the past, and then at what point do you say, okay, they're changing? Things are changing.
When they win,
they've been winning. They 2-0. They're 2-0 right now.
No. When they beat Ohio State.
Okay, so when they beat Ohio State this one time, but they lost like the last 9 or 8 or 9.
They've won 3 times since the year 2000.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
And that's why, like, the people that and look, man, I love Chuck, but he's like, was it a rivalry when Cooper lost every year? We're going on 2 decades, man. Like 2 decades ago. You didn't have cell phones back then, man.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Barely. We had the Nokias
you had the big
with the
Zach
snake.
Morris. Yeah, you had the big Zach Morris one.
Or
you had one in a bag in your car.
2 decades ago, that was.
No, you had the flip phones. I do remember you had the flip phones. You were playing. Joique was over there playing Snake on his Nokia.
No. Yes. I know about that.
Yeah.
I had the very first Sprint flip phone.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, you told the story about the monkeys and about tradition, and it reminded me of a story about monkeys that I compare, to the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry right now. And it goes like this, Joique. It goes 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 9 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped her head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. And it goes all the way down. Because that's what it is right now. That's what it is. And again, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. It's just but these stories though, stories make me laugh. Like
you want to bet did on Ohio State game?
100%.
Another eggs?
Yeah.
Another order
No,
of
eggs.
eggs?
Got to be eggs. I think eggs from the restaurant Woodward. Got to be.
You're gonna be up to 8 eggs and cheese.
Yeah.
That's a lot, Joique. I don't
Might be
know.
split up into 2 days.
We got that action. Action?
I got Michigan.
All right.
There you go. Okay. But anyway, so through all of that.
Because I'm a Michigan man.
Yeah. The Snake game on the Nokia phone right now getting a lot of love, George. Snake, I loved that game as a kid.
Yeah. That was a good game.
It was a good game.
That was a good game.
Yep.
Dang. I actually forgot about that game, actually.
No, it's just I want to know.
Michigan forgot about the last time they got a win against Ohio too. So.
Right. But why do we keep hearing this, man? Why is it always calling them Ohio and we have a beat Ohio drill? How about you just do it
right,
first?
just do it. That's the part that bothers me.
Hold up. First of all, just winning doesn't just start on the game day. It's the mindset that you guys work on up until that point. Right now,
okay, so Joique, you're telling me mindset's been the problem.
So right now,
17 out of the last 20 years.
So right now, with our mindset is beat Ohio State. That's our mindset. What are you doing today to beat Ohio State? Every day you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You never staying the same. Only person I know who get worse every single day in, day out, is sitting in that booth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I knew that.
All right? That's the only person I know.
No, okay, well then, Joique, then I have to ask you the question then. So this is a new phenomenon then. They just came up with this strategy.
I'm telling you right here, right now.
Okay,
I told
today was the day where Michigan said.
I told you beginning of the year.
We're going to start thinking about this every day.
This is a different Michigan team. I told you beginning of this year, this is a different Michigan team, different mindset, all of this. I told you this. You said, we'll see. They have to win. They have to win.
Yeah, they do.
They came out, they won their first game, right?
Yes.
They won it.
They did beat a MAC team. You're right. Props to them.
And they came back and played last week.
They played one of the worst Power 5 teams in America.
And they beat them.
Yeah.
All right. Now they have who? What you got to say about Northern Illinois? How bad are they?
Hey, I'll put it this way: Washington scored more points against Michigan than they did against Montana. So if you want to give the transitive property of that,
okay.
But are you concerned about the Michigan defense?
No. So Northern Illinois.
Yep.
Well, how you feel about them?
Oh man, that 28-point favorite that Michigan is. Maybe if they get some breaks, maybe they can get the win over Northern Illinois.
That's the crazy part is you can't control who you play. Because
you can in college sports, Joique. I don't know if you know this or not. You actually can.
I'm talking about the players. The players, we can't control who we play. We just go out there and play the game.
No, fair.
You sound like an NFL scout. Oh, he played against inferior competition. He can't play in this league.
No, and Joique, stay with me though. I gave Michigan credit for playing the game when they scheduled this game. Washington was a power. They were. I give Michigan credit for scheduling the game. As Jimmy Johnson said, you can't coach both teams. That's not Michigan's fault that Washington is an embarrassment to the Power 5, because they are, because they lost to Montana at home. But whatever. Michigan can't control that. That's not Michigan's fault. Fair point. They beat them, and they beat them handily. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. But the schedule stacked up for them. If they play Northern Illinois, they play Rutgers, they're going to be 4-0. They're going to be in the top 10 based on not much other than the fact that they're Michigan. That's what it's going to be. And then they're going to go to Wisconsin. And then it's put up or shut up time. And then after that, they're going to go to Michigan State. And it's put up or shut up time because that's what the great teams do. But instead, they just seem more concerned about saying, we put in a beat Ohio drill. This is the magic formula. Now it's going to get the job done.
They didn't put this in. It's been in. They just changed the name of it. It's been in.
You could probably bet how long it's been in.
If you wanted to get the research behind it, what would you do?
Oh, I can tell you all about that. You'd visit BetQL. If you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook, well, you need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. It's really simple. BetQL's best bet computer model scans 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best recommendation for every game. Gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet too. So it's not just going to be like, hey, place this bet. It's actually going to tell you why you should. It's awesome. Plus, the platform has all the data and analytics you'll ever need for all of your own betting research. Head to the App Store right now, Google Play Store it now to download BetQL to get started today. We'll be back. Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, Big D Energy coming down the stretch. Woodward Sports Network, Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Arturo's Flint's very own in the production booth. Fish is in the bowl as well. And, getting some good reaction on our YouTube chat thread from the folks. Ryan says, I don't want Ohio State's name in Michigan's mouth. And that's how I would be if I was a Michigan fan. I'm tired of hearing about it. I want to see it. If I'm a Michigan fan. Mike G says, I like that snake game. You know, the one where Terry Foster snakes my girlfriend at the bar at happy hour? That is a great game.
Sounds hurt.
That is a great game. Arthur Smith says, the SEC will always get the best ranks than the Big Ten because of TV ratings today and are posted as better games to watch. I don't know. It's like where Iowa's 5th in the nation. And if you want to look up at an embarrassment of a schedule, look at Iowa's schedule. And the road is paved with gold for them. Their toughest game is at Wisconsin, and because they're Iowa, that'll be the one that they probably lose. And, but they're right now, I'll tell you this, Iowa is the Big Ten's best hope, Joique, because it's a revenue game, it's a money game. And look, Kirk Ferentz it does the best job in the world at stealing money without a gun. He does. Dude, he has incentives that are built in when he gets to 6 wins. The wins don't have to be over. FBS opponents, like the 1AA or the FCS opponents, count towards that total. He's got a great gig lined up. He's got to cash this one in, man, because it's set up for him. It is. They've got such a light schedule, and the Big Ten's rooting for him. They are. And they've got that number 5 ranking. Real quickly, though, Joique, I did want to get your take on Michigan State as well. They're going to Miami this week, and I think we're going to learn a lot about Michigan State this week because I know what they did to Northwestern on the road was dominating, was punishing. There's no question about it. And they did what they were supposed to do against Youngstown State, and that's fine. But they're going to Miami where it's 1,000,000 degrees and with 1,000,000% humidity. And we're going to find out a lot about this Michigan State team, aren't we, Joique?
You don't think that they're ready for a little bit of heat? A little bit of heat? Just a little bit.
That humidity down there hits different. I work down there a lot, man.
It's funny because
it chokes you
we
down
get that
there.
Same type of humidity up here.
Not like that Miami, Lauderdale.
You know what's funny, though? So I had a teammate who came up here and played for Wayne State with me. He is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And when he came up here, he said, my friends come up here and they think that it's sweet, but they don't understand. It gets hot and it gets humid here.
It does, no doubt.
And the reason I say that because you got to think, these are the only 2 states in all of the U.S. that are peninsulas, all right? So we're surrounded by water, so we're going to get that humidity. And so
we don't get it like that, though, Joique. It's oppressive down there, man.
I heard we have gators, too. I heard that there's gators everywhere in Michigan, too. Like, it's so similar to Florida. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, Joique. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard you say.
What?
Slightly comparing
oh, my bad.
Florida's weather.
I'm talking to a guy who's never played a lick of sports in his life.
No, but I've traveled. I've been to Orlando once.
A guy who's never put on any equipment.
I went to Orlando once.
And it was hot.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I went to Orlando once and it was hot.
I played different down there, though.
You know what I'm saying? I played there.
Listen, and I believe you, Joique. You probably did. You probably
did. I played in
did.
Jacksonville.
I played for the New Orleans.
I played for the New Orleans Saints.
I don't know if that's a fact.
I played for the New Orleans Saints.
I don't know if that's a fact, though.
All right.
I
went to training camps. I lost 10 pounds in training camps.
Yeah, but Michigan.
No. In a day. I'm not talking about in a day. So don't sit here and tell me about hot weather because
not all of us can go OTC like you. I respect that.
No. I know. Don't lose your hair over it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Joe Saunders says after Joique wins the bet, he gets to stand in front of Neal and throw his arms up and do his celebration.
You know what it is, though? Joe, I saw that. I read it, and I was going to bring it up. He can't do you don't lose a bet and then be honored with doing the Joique Bell wave. It doesn't work like that. If he wins the bet, then he can do the wave. If he wins, he can do the wave.
You can't tell people when they can wave and when they can't.
No, you can wave whenever you want, but when you do the Joique Bell wave,
you did it one time. I'll trademark it. I'm gonna go trademark it.
I did it one time.
Yeah, well, the one that's memorable, the one that
I
with
did
all
that
the
one
Ford
time.
Field. Yeah, but
Shut up, Art. Like,
shout out to Naughty by Nature, by the way, for the hip hop array.
You know what's dope though? Is so when it happened so organically when the first time I did it.
Yeah.
Then it kind of it caught fire, and then I think halfway through the season, I said, listen, Joique, whenever you score, we're going to play the naughty by nature, hey ho. And so every time I scored, they would play that. And then if I ever scored twice in the game, I would do the first one, and the second one, I get the ball to one of my old linemen, and they'll do it. I wish you had the clip of Rob Sims doing it.
I'm sure that looked well coordinated, right?
No, so I said, so beginning of the game, I told Rob, I said, listen, I said, if I score my second touchdown, I'm giving you the ball. Like, he said, all right, I'll be ready. And then I scored, and I went looking for him. And he came up to me, I threw him the ball. I said, do it. He said, and he did it, though. But he did it, though. It was fun. It was like that camaraderie. So when people ask players, like, do they miss the game? And we say, you know, when we miss that locker room camaraderie, those are the type of experience that you miss when you're done playing, like things like that.
But you're basically, I mean, let's be honest, Joique, like you're surrounded by athletes here. Like I'm pretty athletic, so it's like being in the locker room with the boys again.
Yeah, I never seen a guy, you know, change the camera so fast. Exhibit A. I never seen a guy. Like, put it back on you real quick.
Oh, okay, I got you. See,
he also kicked a 35-yard field goal. Let's not forget that.
Thank you, Fish. They always forget greatness.
All right, buddy, do you have the footage of that?
And caught a ball for Sean Belizean. A pretty good pass.
It got lost.
Yeah, my daughter can catch those passes. I don't know if you've seen my daughter. She's 4. Anyway, but no, MSU, they have an opportunity to go down there and kind of make a name for themselves. You know, and the U right now,
they're gettable, man.
And they're getting better. They're getting better. So they go down there and get a win at the U. It'll be a good sign for them, a good confident boost to them going throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I'm a big Miami guy. I am. I loved watching them growing up. I love the attitude that their players played with. I love the attitude their program had.
That's different though. That back then that was different.
But that's never coming back. The academic side won at Miami. The academic side won that battle, and that's never coming back. But the difference is, like, I'm realistic about it. I know that's over. And while I believe the number is they've won 5 of the last 39 national titles still. Miami has. But that's living in the past. That's the same thing that I would crush Michigan fans for. That's living in the past.
They have what?
5 of the last 39 national titles. 1983, I think they won their first one. They won 5 of them. You know, I have to check the math on that. It's almost 40 years. So, you know, roughly 5 of the last 39 national titles when you go back through time.
Nice little dynasty.
Yeah. And at one time it was like 5 of, 16 or 17 or whatever. But anyway, I know that that's never coming back. And the Miami team of last year was better than the Miami team of this year. They still had 2 dudes taken in the first round last year. Miami did. I was a big Greg Russo guy, that defensive end that they got. Buffalo ended up taking them. Didn't really help Buffalo this weekend as the Steelers came in and got the win. But anyway, with all that being said, for Michigan State, it's a nice win, or it would be a nice win, because it would have that sex appeal to it. Because people still associate Miami with that Miami of the national titles, which they clearly are not. And De'Aaron King, like I see his name, image, and likeness deals and all this money he's making off the field. Like, when are you going to go win a big game, man? Like, tell me the last big De'Aaron King victory for Miami. I'll wait. He gets all this acclaim and everything, and I just don't see it.
I don't know what the next big break is, but before we take this break, you want to look good? Have you been to Lady Jane's? Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get the Lady Jane's haircut for men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Final segment of the show here, Big D Energy. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell, Arturo, Fish. You know the squad. We're squad deep up in here.
I love saying that. It's my thing.
It is.
Big D!
Big D. Big D Energy. No, we're happy to have it. Steve R. said, I'm a Michigander, and I did time in the Navy that had me down in South Florida, and he said it hits different down there. It does, man. I walked out of that TV studio. So I used to do soccer matches for ESPN, national soccer matches, and we would do them out of a studio just outside of Fort Lauderdale. And I would, since we did the whole league from a studio, I could do like an East Coast game at 7, then do a West Coast game at 10. And I walk out of that studio to get my Uber to go back to the hotel, and you could see the air. Like, you could see it. You choked on it. I mean, it was in August. Oh, it's nothing nice down there. Nothing at all. But it's a big point of discussion, though. Nick says the humidity is the same. It can be hotter. The sun is hotter down there. Detroit Batter says, according to the internet, out of the top 10 most humid states, Florida is number 2 at 74.5% humidity. Michigan is number 7 with 72.1%.
That's right, Joique. What now?
Hey, top 10, baby. What else do we have? Oh, Emerald Eye says, I knew a guy in Pontiac who also had an alligator.
There's more than alligators in Pontiac, let me tell you.
You know what? And Nick also brought up another point, too. I was talking about Miami and about how the academic side won. Nick said the academic side won at Michigan as well. And I've always said that about Michigan, where at Alabama in the SEC, it's a community effort.
Have you ever drove through, like, Florida?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Have you driven through Alligator Alley?
No, I've driven down to the Keys, like from Lauderdale, but never like the Alligator Alley.
I think that's. But have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so Art, when you drive down Alligator Alley,
when I drive down?
No. Some people have to drive down like through it to get to their destination sometimes.
Well,
my question to you is, if you had a flat tire, how would you change it?
Through Alligator Alley?
Yeah. You caught it flat. You can't drive. Like, how are you going to change a tire?
I would just ride the flat. I wouldn't change a tire in Alligator Alley.
So you're going to ride a flat and then mess your car up anymore, and then it's
a Kia. It repairs itself like an alligator or a lizard or whatever. Like, what kind of question is that? I would get out of the car and change. You would want me to get out of the car and change it, wouldn't you?
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
That's what I thought.
Hey, Art, Chuck says that kickers aren't athletes.
A kicker isn't an athlete? Okay, what do you do? Hey, Jack Fox, who's a punter, I know. Kicker, punter, they're not athletes? Get out of here. Joique, let them know. Are kickers and punters athletes?
Yeah, they are athletes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
they are.
Chuck's from Ireland, though.
I can't disrespect my boy Sam Moore, and I can't disrespect my boy Pat McAfee. I can't disrespect.
No, you certainly can't.
I can't disrespect them.
Joique, curious to get your take too. Let's do the rookie QB scoreboard.
Let's talk about
really quick. Let's talk about it. What did you see from the rookie quarterbacks? Terry and I discussed it.
You know what? I told you before they got started, before the end of the season, I said that the guy that I think will have the better first game would be Mac Jones. I think it would be Mac Jones, and in my eyes, I feel he has the best. Like he has one touchdown pass, but he has no interceptions. You know, you look at Trevor Lawrence. He threw for 332. He threw for more yards, but he had 3 passing touchdowns, but he also had 3 interceptions.
You know what I did like from Trevor Lawrence? And the interceptions, some of them were bad. They were such rookie interceptions that when you saw him go back to throw, he did that cardinal mistake, Joique. You saw him take a step back and then try to throw across the field. That's a wrap in the NFL. You know that. You take a step back, then try to go across the field.
It's not college. And so, all in all, I think that Mac Jones, he managed the game better, and he made smarter plays, smarter decisions, and he stayed within himself. He didn't try to do too much.
But then when Tua beat him. But Tua gets all the slander all the time, as we talked about yesterday.
All right. It happens.
Yeah, but Tua got that dub. I just want that on the record. No, but I did like some of the throws that Trevor Lawrence made, though. He fit some throws with a rocket into some windows. Yeah, I would have hope. If I'm a Jaguars fan, I would certainly have hope with him.
Well, I'm not saying that he played terrible.
Right.
I'm just, if I had to choose, I would choose that Mac Jones had a more impressive performance. My boy Trey Lance only got 5 passes, but he still threw 1 touchdown and no interception. So I told you by the end of the year, watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you about this Trigger Trey about to go crazy.
That's your guy.
That's my guy.
We all drew our line in the sand.
And I love the small time. I love the small school guys who have to fight and scrap to get to where they are because nothing was handed to them. They had to work for everything, and they're not silver spoon. Like they worked to get there. So I'm excited to see what he does as the season goes on. Just stay healthy. That's the name of this game.
Guys are hurt already, man. I mean, that's
I'm telling you,
it's a game of injuries, as you said.
It's not a matter of if you get hurt; it's when you get hurt.
Right.
And then I even reached out to Mozart this morning before I came in and said, keep your head up, knock out, white noise the media, and like you've been down this road before, and you'll come back stronger than ever. Sending prayers your way. So, and you look at the slander that his wife is getting. The DM she's getting on social media saying that he needs to kill himself and he's made of glass and all these things. Like, people don't understand like how words can affect people. That's why it's
But you know what? To me, Joique, and certainly you're right. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from what you said. Who's got the time to do that, man? Like that. I got kids, bro. I got to get my son to
football. No one has time for that. And then we look at it and say, we're letting people who are at home watching us, sitting on the couch, dictate how we feel. Right. They're on the couch. If they were good enough, they'll be here. How about you come play for the 49ers?
Can I ask?
How about you come make a difference?
Right. Joique, why do you point at me when you say they're on the couch? You always point this way when you do that. You always point at me when you say on the couch. I don't have a couch.
You don't have a couch. You have a chair.
Yes.
So
I have a chair.
No, I'm just saying. You can't let these people kind of put these different emotions into you. So, shout out to Raheem, man. To hear his story, to know his story, to have, conversations with him when I was playing with him on the Bears and seeing where he was there and me not understanding why they didn't have this guy on the active roster.
Yeah.
I no idea why they didn't have this guy on the active roster when he was there. By far had the best, had really good hands. I'm not gonna say he had the best hands in the running back room because I was in the room too. But
there's Joique.
Yeah, but I would say he did have really good. He's by far the fastest one in the room for sure. Good football knowledge, good football IQ, and was good change of direction. So it was. I didn't understand why he wasn't playing. And so we would have conversations just about, kind of staying the course and trusting the process, and he did that. And I was happy to see everything kind of happen for him when he ended up going to the 49ers. And he was there he was there with Martin Mayhew.
Right.
And I remember when Martin Mayhew and those guys picked him up, I told them that was a great pick. He's going to do some great work for you down the line. And then next thing you know, playoff comes around and he's making plays. And so get healthy, my guy, and send the prayers your way. And that's the nature of the beast.
I like watching him play. I do. I'm a big.
It's a very exciting play to watch.
Yeah, he is.
Because he has that second gear that a lot of players don't have in this league, where he can walk away from just about any DB in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Arthur Smith says Lions-Bears game should be fun to see it'll be interesting to see who's quarterback for the Bears by then. And Tammy Chin says, I can't wait for that Lions-Bears game. It will be. I will say this about the Lions. I think we all know what the end result is going to be. But there are some pretty intriguing storylines along the way. I mean, you have the whole Aaron Rodgers thing.
Hang on. When you say you know the end result, you don't. So stop it. We've lost one game, and you guys are acting like 10-7. It's just so out of the realm of possibilities. It disgusts me.
Just what I'm saying is, you and D-Mac need to figure out the time frame of how long you have once the Lions loses that 8th game.
Aren't you in on the tattoo too?
No, I don't have any tattoos. I don't do tattoos.
You could though.
You
could.
What Kim K? Will you put a bumper sticker on the Benz?
Is that what she said?
On the Bentley.
Is that what Kim Kardashian said?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
No comment.
That's what she said.
No comment.
That's where I'm at with it too, Joique. It's not my thing, man.
I think the thing is, my mom made me promise her when I went off to college I wouldn't get any tattoos, and to her to make her feel comfortable, I made that promise to her. And she promise me you won't get your ears pierced. I said, come on, Mom, you overcooking my grits.
Well,
you overcooking my grits, Mom.
You're a better man than I am. I promised my 5th grade teacher that I would never do drugs or alcohol, and I'm a complete failure in her eyes now if we're going by that level.
Oh, no. You were a complete failure before that.
Thank you.
And since then.
Neal!
That one was too easy, Art.
It was a layup.
That was too easy. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. D-Mac will be back in the house tomorrow. Joique certainly will be back here, as will I. Big thank you for everyone that got involved with the show. You guys, man, these numbers of the people watching and listening and stuff like that, I'm blown away, man. Keep with it, you guys. Certainly give me a lot of energy and all that. A lot of big D energy. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Gang.
Well, see you later.